Hi, and welcome to Aaron Plays Wordle. Today we're going to try out Octordle. In Octordle, you play 8 Wordles simultaneously, on 8 separate boards. When I first heard about Octordle, I thought, enough is enough. We've had Dordle and Quordle, and maybe Octordle was getting ridiculous. However, upon trying it, I found that it offers an interesting challenge that's both more complex but maybe easier than the other variations I've tried. You get 13 guesses. Like all the variations, you get the number of boards you're playing plus 5 extra guesses. I do think it's possibly easier than Quordle. With 8 boards, you just get massive amounts of information when you make a guess, and most guesses hit somewhere on one of the boards. And so oftentimes, after a few guesses, you'll have a significant amount of the letters on the other boards, and as you finish solving those, it adds information to the other boards, and it kind of becomes like a logic puzzle in addition to being a word puzzle. In a future video, I will compare the difficulty of the different Wordle variants that use multiple boards. My instinct is that it starts easy, gets hard somewhere around 4 or 6 boards, and then begins to get easier with 8. But I did find Octordle with 8 boards to be a satisfying and interesting challenge. Okay, let's give an Octordle a try. I'm going to be using the set of words that I'm using this week, which are a pretty strong set of words. This game might be more dangerous to use the kind of wacky words I often use, because you don't have a lot of guesses to spare. You've got 5 guesses that don't have to be solves, but that's it. Octordle does have a daily puzzle, but then you can kind of play infinite practice puzzles. I don't know if there's any substantive difference between the two. One thing about Octordle that's a little hard is that you can't get that much of the game on the screen at once. I guess I can try and make it a little smaller, but yeah, you basically get 2 boards on the screen, and then so there's 4 sets of 2 boards. So this might be a little bit of a confusing watch, but I'll try and move slowly enough between boards to make it sensible. I wish it just had all 8 boards in a row next to each other. But that doesn't seem to be an option. Our sequence for this game is shiny, and then you can check all 8 boards. So you see, got a couple there, couple there. So it's pretty good, because the ones I hit a lot of them in the right positions. I did pick this particular word set because my research indicates that these letters do often hit in the right location. My next word is crate. And so I'll just scan down again. And then my planned 4th word is mold, M-O-U-L-D. But it is, if you feel like you can make a guess after 2 guesses, where you're for sure going to be correct, you might want to go ahead and do it. But if you're not sure, this isn't a great game to make just kind of haphazard guesses, especially of just single letters. So you pretty much got to nail it. So in this one board here, where we've got this, it has to be scone. I just don't think it can be anything else. Scoon with a U isn't a word, and there's nothing that goes blank C-N-E. So we can safely put in scone, and then that will give us some information on other boards, like this one. So we're close to having enough information there, but like on the upper right, it's going to be probably storm or stork, so we don't want to guess that yet. are we quite close enough to make a guess? And so my guess was going to be mold, M-O-U-L-D, but we picked up the O. And so instead we might want to use something that uses all new letters. I think the only word that's going to fit that is plum, which is maybe a little worse than mold, just because we'd like to use the D, but I still think the value of just using all new letters is going to make it worth it. So let's play plum. Okay, so this is pretty good. In the left-hand side one, the B is going to have to be in the first position. Could be bring or brink, so we won't do that yet. In this one, in the right side one, we've got all 5 letters. And it's probably going to be sport. I don't think it can be anything else. Storp, no. So it's going to be sport, so we can go ahead and guess that. Now let's look down at the other puzzles. In the one on the left here, we've eliminated a couple of the positions where the letters can be, but don't have quite enough information. On this one, we do know that the R is going to be in the first position. We've used up all the other vowels, so it's almost certainly reuse. I think we can go ahead and safely guess that. Now we'll keep going down. The right-hand one is probably sheet. We haven't used an E in either of those 2 positions. There are no vowels left, and I don't think there are any words, other words it can be. Cheft, I don't think is a word. So I think we can go ahead and put in sheet there. And that's right. On the left-hand side here, it's probably conic, but let's hold off a minute there. Here, we have 4 of the letters. I'm not thinking what it is here. Damn it. I don't think you can spell damn it that way. Let's see if you can. It'll tell us if it's not a real word. It's not. All right, let's just hold off on that. This one could be rotor, just R-O-T-O-R, since there can't be any other vowels than the O, and the R has to be in the first position. I think it's got to be rotor. I hate to waste any guesses, but I don't think it can be anything else. So let's just try that. All right, we picked that up. Let's see if that helped anywhere else. Be great to nail down whether this is going to be brink or bring. Let's see if we can do that somewhere else. Okay, so we did lock in the location of that O there. So let's see, can it be anything other than conic? I don't think so. Okay, so we've nailed that one down. Oh, and that helped here because we nailed down the location of the I. It ends in IT. Okay, I now think it's admit. Put it in, then you look up the column to see whether it's going to fit there. I don't think it can be anything else. All right, so we've picked up that one. So we've got those two, that's 4 of them, 6 of them, 7 of them. All right, so we've only got this one, and we're going to be stuck guessing. It's either bring or brink. So let's just take pot luck. I like brink as a word better than bring. And ta-da, we've done it. This was pretty successful. We did it with 2 guesses left. Once in a while you can luck out and get it done with 3 guesses left. It's probably very hard to do better than that. unless you just really luck out and actually guess one of the solutions with one of your first couple guesses. Okay, so you see, it wasn't like too terribly difficult. Like, you're often able to narrow it down to just one or two possibilities, and you could just kind of fill in the answers, and then you filled in on a different board, and you just kind of work your way through. I find it just pretty fun, satisfying little logic puzzle to do. So we can do another one. They have play as much as you want. They do new, and we'll play the same group of letters. So shiny. Again, these are pretty strong. Shiny's a pretty strong guess. I like words that have Y at the end. And S is the most common first letter in a word. So it's a good one. Crate. Okay, so there we've nailed one down. It's Cher. Hi, Jessica. My partner's last name is Cher. So we just nail that one down. Doesn't give us massive amounts of other information, but we're done with one. And I don't think there's anything else we can solve yet. So we'll use our third word, which is mold. So top left could be shell or shelf. Those are probably the only two possibilities. So again, and in other, as in Wordle and other games, it's the double letters that can really trip you up. Okay, so on the left-hand side in this board, it's solved. It can only be madly. So let's fill that in. And let's see if that helped anywhere else. So we did pick up a D in the right-hand side one here. Well, not having any brainstorms about what that word could be. Oh, I do have a brainstorm. It's idiom. Yeah, I think that's the only thing it can be, so let's fill in that. All right, got that one. Let's see if that helped anywhere else. And helped a tiny bit here. The positioning of the O. This word is probably clone? No, clown. Yeah, the word on the right is probably clown. Clonk? C-L-O-N-K? I don't think so. It's only clunk, I think, right? So let's go ahead and play clown here. I think we'll be okay with that. Clown. Okay, we picked up that one. Finished with the bottom two. Let's see if we picked up W anywhere else. Got a little more information with the L on the right there. Okay, so got some pretty incomplete ones, like this one. And not like a lot of letters that go together. The left-hand one is probably gruff, because let's see if it starts with a P. I don't think it can be anything. And those are consonants that don't really go together as far as consonant clusters. I feel confident enough to guess gruff, and when we guess gruff, it'll tell us whether this one is shelf, which will be very helpful. Okay, so we picked up gruff. And we go up here. We've not picked up an F. So I think it's got to be shell. I don't think it can be anything else. All right, so we picked up that one. So these two aren't done, but I think we've solved everything else. Yeah, so we've just got these two boards to work on. Our initial 3 guesses, we didn't use any of these letters, which don't really play that well with others. So probably the left-hand side is cheap with 2 E's. The birdie, kind of cheap, or it could be cheek. And then on the right, we've only got the one thing in the right location. So there's going to be probably 2 E's there. They're probably in the 2nd and 4th positions. So it could be like bevel. Could also be level. Could reuse the L. Well, no, because we just made a guess with 2 L's, so it's not going to be level. I think bevel might be pretty safe right there. It was not bevel. Oh, I forgot we had a T. It's betel, like the betel nut. All right, so there I wasn't careful enough. I should have noticed I still had the T in there. And then over here, well, we've still got 2 guesses left, so we're going to be safe. So it's going to be cheap or cheek. I'm going to guess cheek. Ooh, it wasn't. Oh, I did not think of the possibility of having the second C. It's check. All right, so we got there by the skin of our teeth. Made one bad mistake with the betel thing. So it really pays to be careful. So shiny. Crate. Now we'll see if we picked up anything solvable. And this one isn't quite solvable because it could be there or it could be 3. So let's go ahead and play mold. At the left-hand side there could be grown, but there might be other possibilities. Right-hand side here could be aroma. Again, there might be other possibilities. Not quite sure what that one is. Oh, that one's twirl. I don't think it can be anything else. Let's go ahead and... Oops, spoke too soon. Okay, now I think it's flirt. I was not careful enough there. Alright, let's see if we picked up any help anywhere else. This one on the right here sure looks like scout. Left, don't know yet. Alright, so this is not aroma, because the O's, there's an O that isn't in the middle position. Oh, I think it's armor. Armor. Okay. Down here. Okay, down here it looks like that one is there. And then on the left, got an R and an O. Grown. Yeah, I like grown there. Okay. Is this pasta? I like pasta here. We picked up a P there. That's very helpful. And there we have L-E and D. It's probably blend. Let's play blend. And we've got all the other ones, right? Poppy. One guess to go. And let's play one more. So shiny, crate. All right, so I've got 4 in the right position there. That's really good. Chafe. I think it's chafe. But just to be extra cautious, I might just hold off on that. And this one, fresh. On the right is fresh, I think. Well, I'm going to go ahead and play chafe there. Probably didn't help anywhere else. Did we pick up an F anywhere? No, we did. I think that nails that down as fresh for sure. So we still haven't played mold yet. Can we keep making progress without having to waste a guess? Probably not. All right, let's go ahead and play mold and see where that gets us. I think on the right here, there's a good chance it's ounce. Yeah, that's got to be ounce. Oh, so lower right here, it's got to be touch. Okay. Yeah, no help there. All right, I'm thinking the left-hand side here is photo. Could start with W or something, but I mean, we're down to the O as the only vowel. So we pick up photo. All right, so we got these bottom 4 done. Photo help anywhere else? No. So gotta look at what letters we got left. All right. To the right, it can't be reuse. It's kind of what those letters are trying to say to you. But it still might start with R, R-E. All right, if it's R-E, and then we've got a U and an S. Does that get us anywhere? No. Oh wait, could it be rhesus? No, that's with an H. Though it's not saying that's not a word. I'm hesitant to actually guess that, though, because It's not common enough, but it is allowable from the letters we have. Let's come back to that. Let's work on the left-hand side of over here. We've at least got one in the right position. This could be just like otter. O-D-D-E-R. All right. Everything's in an acceptable position. I think that's worth a guess. It is. And it did not help us on the right. It did help us on this one. That could be on the left, it could be rover, rower with a W, vower, maybe, bower. So that could be a couple things. We've just got these two left. All right, I think I'm tempted to guess rover here, rover here on the left, or maybe even rower, to see if the R in the right here can be in the first position. That would be pretty useful knowledge. And I guess rover. Okay, it is not rover, but we did pick up the R in the first position over here, so it wasn't completely wasted guess. Oh, that could be rebus. R-E-B-B-S. Does that work for all the positions? Yep, E can go there. U can go there. Yeah, that seems much better guess than rhesus, which is a word I don't even know. Okay, we got that one. So now we got two positions to finish over here, and we picked up the B, which is huge. Oh, and this one can be boxer or bower. Boxer. Can it be anything else? I don't think so. I think it's boxer. All right, we got there. Again, with one guess to spare. Okay, so to recap, Octordle is a longer game than other Wordle games, and it seems to me to be kind of equal parts logic puzzle and word guessing game. I think this is my favorite of the Wordle variants. Give it a try and let me know what you think. Thanks for watching, and more words soon.